Hi, my name is Robin B.
I'm Kay.
And we're coming from the chatter. And we're curious about these helicopters flying all over.
Yeah.
Kay had told me she had seen it all over in New Jersey. They were flying very low near the houses. But it was curious to me because I live in New York and the same thing was happening here by the Brooklyn Bridge. And they were saying, because I actually looked, Kay, to see what was going on.
Hmm.
There's really nothing that was being told about it. They were talking about, oh, something's happening with the Brooklyn Bridge, oh, this, that, and the other. But those were only people speculating. There was nothing really officially said,
Official. Yeah. Yeah. Just
So, tell your experience. And that was just so weird because this happened like 3 months ago.
so the other night, like 2 nights ago, around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, the house shook because the helicopter was so close. You could hear it.
Right, right.
And I mean, everything shook, and I'm like, what is going on? And then it
Mhm.
moved on, and then I could hear it still in the vicinity. So I'm like, all right, after a while, you kind of get used to hearing the sound. But I'm like, what? Who are they looking for? What's going on?
That was my initial reaction, whether they were looking for somebody because they were so
Yeah.
low
Yeah,
and so
and
loud.
I had left the gate open, so I'm like, oh great. On the day I leave it open is the day they're searching for somebody.
They come running to your yard. The police
Long
don't want to
story
go
short.
outside. Your dog is
And I was like, if they back there, they back there. As
going.
long as they don't mess with the house, I'm all right. But it was crazy. I went to bed. I could still hear them in the distance, like, but they weren't above. And then at 3 o'clock in the morning, it woke me up because my bedroom's
Wow.
on the second floor, and the helicopter's tail was passing by my
Oh
window.
my God, it was that
And I am
low?
like, it freaked me out because I am like, what is going on?
What
I
is
don't
going
hear any
on?
police sirens. I don't see, their disco
Anything.
lights or anything like that. It was just the helicopters. And the last time that happened in this area, they had been searching for somebody.
Yeah,
So I'm
because
like,
that's normally what you see, because that was my original thought because they were so low.
mm-hmm,
And I don't know, I'm telling my age, but Apocalypse Now, back in the day when they had the military scene
yep,
and,
yep,
and the helicopters, you could hear them boom, 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 boom. That's how it
yep,
sounded here. And
yep,
and it continued. And that's the reason
yep,
why I investigated. I went to Channel 12, there's nothing on. Then I said I investigated near my house, why are there helicopters, in this
mm-hmm,
area? And it was only people asking the same questions and speculating what was going on.
yep.
So there was really no official word. So, what does that mean? Are they preparing? I don't think they're preparing for, I think they're preparing for us,
Yeah, that's the way I feel about it too, because the next morning I called the police, not the emergency line, to ask them what it was about. And they said it was the Department of Defense training exercise. And I'm like, what is the Department of Defense doing in the middle of my residential street?
Right.
Makes no sense.
And so low.
Yeah, yeah.
I've
So
seen them training before and they were never that really that low unless
the,
they're by a military base. I've
The
seen them low
only
by
thing I found online was an article for somewhere in Morris County. They said if you hear gunfire, something that sounds like bombs going off and the helicopters, it's all part of this training exercise. And in the article, they said they were doing that away from residential areas. And I'm like, they were smack dab in the middle of a residential area the other
wow.
day. So it's just a sign of the times. You don't know
What is
what's
what?
coming or
And
when it's
we're not
coming.
used to stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah,
like
peace and
like that
quiet.
type of, I mean, we've heard it but not to
Yeah,
that extent.
yeah,
And then
yeah,
there was sightings in Morristown, there was sightings in Hoboken, there was
yeah.
sightings,
Southbound Brook, Highland
yeah,
Park,
mostly in Jersey.
Piscataway, Edison. And then when I was researching it, I found out they were on the other side of the county 2 years ago doing the same thing. So who knows what it's about?
I don't know. I know. And if you guys, I mean, this is just something that we're talking about. Is kind of interesting because it could be a couple of scenarios that we're talking here, and what's going on. We don't have no idea where this is coming from because
Hmm.
I'm thinking it's coming from our own government. To be honest with you, well, it
Hmm.
is. They say government,
Yeah,
but I
Department of
mean,
Defense.
not for
Yeah, not for
war.
an enemy.
Yeah,
Uh-huh. A foreign enemy,
yeah, not
you
from
know.
a foreign enemy, but maybe how to gather us doing something, or whatever. I don't know. I'm just suspicious of everything now. You know what I'm saying? If
Yeah.
you guys feel the same way, please make a comment on that. Share, like, subscribe. That will really help us if you subscribe for us, because it does support the channel. And this is our opinions only, but I don't
For
know.
entertainment purposes.
Yeah, and the changing of the times, you have no idea what's going on nowadays. So
Just stay sharp, people.
yeah, all right. Thank you for joining the chatter. We will keep you guys informed. Give us some comments. Tell us where you are and whether you've experienced some of the stuff and what your feelings are about this. And again, coming from the chatter, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for being with Robin B.
And Kay,
And we'll
till
see
next
you later.
time.
Bye-bye. Thank you.